My name is Marcus Reed, and I'm a neurosurgeon. Every day, I help save lives with calm hands and careful decisions. I never imagined those instincts would be tested at my own wedding. The night I thought would define the happiest chapter of my life became the moment I uncovered a silent war hiding in plain sight. Beneath crystal lights and wedding music, I stood surrounded by celebration, unaware that someone in my new family had already decided my wife didn't deserve to leave that room with her reputation or her health intact. I had just married Nora Hayes, a talented restoration architect who spent her life studying what breaks and how to rebuild it stronger than before. She was intelligent, compassionate, and everything I loved. But her mother, Vivian Hayes, had never fully approved of me. Vivian carried herself like royalty. She was respected in social circles that valued appearance above truth. From the day we met, I could sense her disapproval. She never raised her voice, but her cold politeness always felt like a warning. At our after-wedding party, Nora stepped away to adjust her veil near a polished copper backsplash. She had restored the surface herself, and its mirror-like reflection gave her a clear view of everything happening behind her. That's when she saw Vivian, not looking at her, looking at her champagne glass. Through the reflection, Nora watched Vivian reach into her clutch, remove a tiny vial, and quietly pour several drops into the drink. The movements were calm, practiced, and disturbingly confident. Instead of causing a scene, Nora stayed calm. She waited until Vivian was distracted and quietly switched the glasses. Then she returned to my side. I smiled at her, completely unaware that danger had just been redirected. Later, Vivian stood to give a toast. She spoke about family, trust, and legacy while looking directly at Nora with quiet satisfaction. As she raised her glass, Nora raised hers as well. But Nora's now contained only water. When Vivian drank, nothing happened at first. Then the cracks began to show. She paused mid-sentence. Her hand tightened around the table. Her expression shifted. Most guests didn't notice, but Nora did. As a restoration architect, she spent her life studying structural failure. She recognized the signs immediately. Within minutes, Vivian struggled to breathe and lost her balance. Confusion replaced confidence as panic spread through the room. My medical instincts took over immediately. I rushed to her side, called for assistance, and tried to stabilize her while staff contacted emergency services. For a brief moment, I couldn't understand what had happened. Then chaos erupted across the ballroom. As Vivian was being taken away, something slipped from her handbag and landed on the floor. Later, I picked it up. It was a folded handwritten document. As I read it, the color drained from my face. The document described how Nora would supposedly behave after becoming suddenly ill. It painted her as unstable, irrational, and embarrassing. The entire story had been prepared in advance. That was the moment everything became clear. This wasn't an accident. It was a plan. The vial, the timing, and the prepared statement were all part of a deliberate attempt to harm Nora and destroy her reputation in front of hundreds of guests. Something inside me broke that night. The trust one had placed in Vivian shattered in an instant. When investigators arrived, Nora provided security footage through her familiarity with the venue's design and camera layout. The recordings clearly showed Vivian tampering with the drink. Vivian tried to defend herself by claiming she was protecting her daughter from me and accusing me of manipulation. But the evidence was undeniable. I handed over the handwritten document and confirmed everything I knew. With a steady voice, I told investigators this wasn't a misunderstanding. It was deliberate. In that moment, I chose truth over family loyalty and reality over obligation. Vivian was taken into custody, still insisting she had acted out of love and protection. But her own actions had exposed the truth. What she intended as control had become exposure. In the weeks that followed, legal consequences arrived quickly. Nora and I stepped away from the social world that had hidden so many lies and moved into a modest home that needed repairs. It wasn't perfect, but it was honest. For the first time, we could build a life without appearances. I often think back to that night, not with bitterness, but with clarity. Nora once told me that damaged structures reveal their weaknesses before they can be rebuilt stronger. Looking back, I think she's right. Sometimes something has to break before the truth becomes visible. Our marriage didn't begin in peace. It began in truth. And that truth became the strongest foundation we could have built on. Today, when Nora restores damaged objects, she sometimes fills cracks with gold instead of hiding them. The flaws become part of the beauty rather than something to be ashamed of. It's a reminder that what tried to break us only revealed where we were strongest. Vivian believed she was destroying something fragile. Instead, she revealed what we were truly made of.